Most celebrities will tolerate a lot, but these disrespectful interviewers tested the wrong people. Watch what happens when actors stop being polite and remind reporters exactly who they're dealing with. Cara Delevingne brought British sarcasm to an American morning show, and you can tell these hosts aren't catching on at all.
Hi, how you doing?
We're doing all right. Nice to have you here. So the movie is based on a best-selling book by John Green. You play Margot, the star character there. Did you get a chance? The book is taught, I know, in a lot of high schools and such. Did you get a chance to read it, or do you even have time to sit and read? These days you're so busy.
No, I never read the book or the script, actually. I kind of winged it.
Yeah.
No, of course, I love the book.
Nice
I think
try.
the book's amazing.
Do you find that it's easier for you to focus because you're so busy? If you had downtime, maybe it wouldn't be so easy for you? What do you think?
No, I don't know where that comes from. No, I think it's not easier to focus. I mean, I love what I do. It's.
With that said, I saw you in London talking a couple weeks ago on TV, and you seemed a lot more excited about it than you do right now. Are you just exhausted?
You do seem a bit irritated.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm still very excited. You know, the premiere was last night. It was an emotional night. It felt like the end of an era, but I'm not any less excited than I was a couple of weeks ago. Maybe I had a bit more energy. It's the morning.
Well, then on that note...
We figured as much. We figured as much.
We'll let you go then. How about that?
All
We'll
right.
let you go take a little nap, maybe get a Red Bull. How about that?
Cara Delevingne, thank you so much.
But apparently Cara struck a nerve, because once she's off screen, they started gossiping like three girls at a sleepover.
Wow. She was in a mood.
Man, when
Jeez Louise, everything
I thought she was being sarcastic on purpose. I thought she was trying to be funny, but
I
then
think
she wasn't.
I don't know. I think she was just a little irritated. You know, and I mean, these guys, they sit through all these interviews from 800 TV stations, but still.
you make $5 million for 6 weeks worth of work, you can pretend to talk to Good Day Sacramento with some oomph.
Dean Richards thought he could casually mention Mel Gibson's controversies during their interview, but Gibson wasn't about to let that slide.
The public will perceive you any differently after all that's been in the news about you? Referring to the, the drinking problems, referring to what's been called the anti-Semitic rant, referring all those things. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so that's almost 4 years ago, dude. I mean, I've moved on. I guess you haven't.
But rather than moving on, Richards kept digging, and what followed was deeply uncomfortable to witness.
Well, I'm just wondering if you think that the public has moved on and will perceive you in the same light.
Well, I certainly hope so. You know, it is a while back, and I've done all the necessary mea culpas. So, let's move on, dude. Come on.
So, when the interview wrapped, Gibson made sure Richards knew exactly what he thought of him.
Edge of Darkness opens today. It's good to see you back in the saddle and doing what you do best. Thanks a lot for joining us, Mel. Take care.
Bye-bye. Asshole.
To Scarlett, to get into the shape of Black Widow, did you have anything special to do in terms of the diet? Like you have to eat some specific food or that sort of thing?
Like, how come you get like the really interesting like existential question and I get the like rabbit food question?
You'd think after that response, interviewers would learn, but Scarlett's frustration was just getting started. Before we get to the next clip, I'm curious to know, which part of the world are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. All right, let's get back to it.
We're quite interested to know what would be the fashion elements Avengers Infinity War uses in the movies.
What?
The fashion elements.
The fashion element?
Yes, for the
I got the fashion question?
Good question.
I'm sorry, do you happen to ask a man this question? I feel
Nobody
like
cares about guys.
Oh, that's
it's
maybe
disgusting.
what it is. Yeah, right. You don't want to think about it.
No,
It's
you squeezing into the outfit is hot.
Right.
I don't want to think about Robert Downey getting into his Iron Man costume.
I guess
who cares?
I mean,
Although I've actually asked him how long it took him to get into his uniform.
Gosh.
I think it's intriguing, especially to men. I mean, the suit is like, you're nude, but you're not nude, you know?
Yeah, that's right. I'm nude, but I'm not nude.
Yeah, and I like
Just
that.
leave it at that.
Yeah, but it's hard
use
to...
your imagination. You really want to know. I love when people
Yes.
people go, how do you go to the bathroom? I'm like, come on. Do people really need to know that?
Jennifer Lawrence thought she was calling out bad behavior when she snapped at this reporter, but the internet had very different thoughts about who was wrong.
How do you see yourself for the Oscars?
You can't live your whole life behind your phone, bro.
Huh?
You're just not gonna. We can't do that. You gotta live in the now.
Oh, sorry.
You know?
How do you see yourself for the Oscar night? And how was
We're at the
working-
Golden Globes. If you put your phone down, you'd know that.
Robert Downey Jr. sat down with this interviewer for a standard movie promo, but the questions quickly went from professional to deeply personal.
I'm not saying that I'm such a fantasist that I felt like I was Tony Stark, but I felt like it was my persona. But none of us are our personas.
But he's becoming a much more likable character as well, isn't he?
I suppose
a better
so.
man.
Yeah, he's becoming a better guy.
You know, in a way that you are as well, I suppose.
Sure.
I'd really like to ask you about a quote you gave to the New York Times. And I don't want to pry, so if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But what you said to the New York Times once was, it was after your incarceration, and you said, you can't go from a $2,000 a night hotel suite to a penitentiary and understand it and come out a liberal. And I just wondered what you meant by that.
Well, the funny thing is, and I appreciate your point of view, things that you said 5-7 years ago or things you said in an interview that made sense to you at the time, I could pick that apart for 2 hours and be no closer to the truth than I'd be giving you some half-assed answer right now. I couldn't even really tell you what a liberal is. So therein lies the answer to your question.
Even as things got uncomfortable, Robert kept his cool and tried to steer it back on track.
The statement sort of stands by
I was
itself.
talking to the person who was doing the interview that day, and that just happened to be my opinion. That's the nice thing, is you can have opinions and they kind of change and flow.
But this interviewer couldn't read a room to save his life, and what Robert did next was the definition of a power move.
I'm not agreeing.
Your foot's starting to jump a little bit. You better get to your next question.
The reason I'm asking about the past is that you've talked in other interviews again about your relationship with your father and the role of all of that in the dark periods you entered and taking and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
are you? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, you are.
Denzel Washington has boundaries the media doesn't get to cross. This interviewer tested that and got put in their place immediately.
Mr. Washington, you're here in D.C. during an interesting time with the transition in the White House. Just wondering who you wound up supporting in the election and why.
Go ahead now. Fences. What was the question?
Well, that was a question. Who you wound up supporting in the election, presidential election?
None of your business.
None of my business?
None of your business.
Well, I'm only asking because the story was online, but that's okay. Let me ask you this.
I love Zendaya's style, and I love when she has the little hair. She just had it. I think she's just such a tiny frame that this hair to me overwhelms her. Like, I feel like she smells like patchouli oil. Or weed.
That comment didn't sit well with anyone, especially Zendaya, who shut it down so perfectly that Juliana had no choice but to apologize.
I want to say to Zendaya and anyone else out there that I have hurt that I am so sincerely sorry. This really has been a learning experience for me. I've learned a lot today. And this incident has taught me to be a lot more aware of cliches and stereotypes, how much damage they can do.
Keira Knightley dealt with body shaming for years, but when one premiere sparked anorexia rumors across the media, she had to address it once and for all.
No, it was really weird. They said that to me yesterday. They went, "How does it feel to be always called anorexic?" I had no idea that I was. I can safely say that I'm not. I've got a lot of experience with anorexia. It was in my family hugely. My grandmother and my great-grandmother suffered from it, and I've got a lot of friends at school who suffer from it, so I don't think it's anything to be taken lightly. I suppose, in a way, it's good that it's out there and people are talking about it, because at least for young girls, it's something that's aware. It's quite interesting because it's normally high-achieving young women that suffer from it. So I guess control freaks. So I mean, it's understandable why you'd associate that with sort of high-achieving people in the film industry as well. And I'm not saying that there aren't people that suffer from it, because I'm sure that there are. I'm not one of them.
On the set of Terminator, Christian Bale absolutely lost it when a crew member walked through his scene mid-take. What happened next became one of Hollywood's most infamous meltdowns.
I want you off the f***ing set, you Sorry. No, don't just be sorry. Think for 1 f***ing second. What the f*** are you doing? Are you professional or not? Yes, I am. Do I f***ing walk around and rip down? No, shut the f*** up, Bruce. Do I what? No.
But when interviewers kept circling back to old news, Bale showed up with accountability and zero patience for their game.
Oh, there's really nothing I can say about that I haven't said already. And, you know, I have never tried to make any excuses for it. It was unacceptable, and I take it, you know, it's my fault.
During a press interview, Ed Harris was asked about violence, and what followed was so intense, no one could tell if it was his actual response or a meltdown.
Ed? You wanted to add anything?
Not particularly.
Oh,
yeah, you did do one. That's right.
I'd like to
What's that? No, because what is that? What is that? No? What is that? What is it? What is it? What is violence? What is it? You know, that's what the movie's about.
Watch how Jim Carrey owned this interview and dismantled Hollywood's entire facade with the kind of unfiltered honesty only he could pull off.
A lot of fashion weeks, this is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, you know, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join. And here I am.
They're celebrating.
I mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, you know, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons?
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry, you're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now.
Here's the thing you got to remember when you talk about racial and you talk about discrimination.
Most actors get caught off guard when race gets thrown into a movie interview, but Denzel saw it coming, and what he said next was perfect.
Had he not faced the racial discrimination, he could have been a great athlete, a star. But because of that, he ended up a garbage collector. Was it caused by racial discrimination? And is that the effect of racial discrimination on people?
Here's the thing you got to remember when you talk about racial and you talk about discrimination. Maybe, what if he just wasn't good enough? See, it's so easy to just say, oh, it's because of this. It's because of racism. Oh, I didn't get the job because of that. Maybe you weren't good enough. Maybe, like his wife says, you were just too old. She says, why don't you just admit it? You were too old. He's the one that's hung up on, you know.
An interviewer asked Morgan Freeman about Black History Month, thinking it would be a straightforward conversation that fits the status quo, but Freeman had other plans entirely.
Black History Month you find ridiculous. Why? You're going to relegate my history to a month? Oh, come on. What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me. Well, I'm Jewish. Okay. Which month is Jewish History Month? There isn't one. Oh. Why not? Yeah. Do you want one? No. I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history. How are we going to get rid of racism? Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man. Yeah. And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
Years later, he found himself in a similar situation.
Do you think that race plays a part in wealth distribution, or either a mindset that you can't or
Today?
cannot? Yeah.
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. You and I, we're proof. Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that. It's kind of like religion to me. It's a good excuse for not getting there.
But when this reporter had the audacity to say he's over these topics, Freeman was quick to remind him who actually brought it up.
It seems like every single day on television I'm talking about race, and it's because of the news cycle, it's in the news, but sometimes I get so tired of talking about it, I want to just go, this is over, can we move on?
And if you talk about it, it exists.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like it exists and we refuse to talk about it.
When a reporter brought up online rumors to Denzel Washington, he had no idea that he was about to get educated in real time.
You were the subject of a fake news story.
Oh yeah, what they say? I was running for president. No, I
you
voted.
were running-
No, what they say?
You switched your support.
I switched.
from Hillary to
Yeah.
Trump. What do you make of all the fake news that it affects
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
So what do you do?
That's a great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore. So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth, not just to be first, but to tell the truth. We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it, sell it.
We all know how draining it is to repeat yourself over and over. Joaquin Phoenix was way past that point, and this interviewer picked the worst moment to test him.
It's about the Joker, but it goes beyond that. It's really about the mental state he was in. Can you tell me a little bit about what research or what kind of what you did to prepare for this? Because this was really an intense performance. What was kind of the process of getting into that mindset?
Isn't this old news? Isn't this old news? I feel like I've talked about this for 6 months. I mean, right? I mean, I feel like I answer these questions. You wanted to get into you want to hear a different version of it? I try and change it slightly, or what should I do?
If there's one thing we know about Kanye, it's that he demands to be heard. So when Piers Morgan kept interrupting, you just knew this wasn't going to end well.
Person that I cannot question that deaf and question the means he had. That was put on camera.
I'm not saying you
to
can't question it.
traumatize. I'm not finished. La 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 means let me finish. Let's go top 10 in each one of these categories, right? Let's read Michael B. Jordan's
but why would any of that?
Let's read
Okay, but why would any of that? Why would any of that?
Bro, I ain't finished. I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing you're saying has anything to do with regret.
Hey, boy.
Don't call me boy.
Don't finish. I told you. Oh, don't treat me like a boy then. I'm going to finish my sentence of my idea.
Nothing you're saying has got anything to do with the tweet.
Cool. Bro, I was in the middle of a sentence, boy.
Islamophobia is not a real thing. That if you're critical of something...
Well, it's not a real thing when we do it.
Right.
Well, no,
it really isn't.
I'm not denying that certain people are bigoted against Muslims as people. And that's a problem.
Big of you.
But
why are you so hostile about this concept?
It's gross. It's racist.
We have to be able to criticize bad ideas. And
of course we do. No liberal doesn't want to criticize bad ideas.
But Islam at this moment is the mother lode of bad ideas.
Jesus.
So we have
That's
ideas
just a fact.
like blasphemy.
It is. It's an ugly thing.
Thanks for watching.